how special is this been to see this track that was left for dead come back and host the All Star race, which many felt was sort of done with after last year's?
Well, Joe, I said this much on Grid Tonight when this was first announced. This is an absolutely unbelievable day for NASCAR. The announcement was an unbelievable day, and this right here tonight is going to be an unbelievable day. Yesterday was an unbelievable day. It's just absolutely incredible that this is where we are right now. I think people really need to understand this doesn't happen. This does not happen in the world of sports. I can speak to my fellow Philly sports fans out there. Like, Veterans Stadium is gone. The spectrum is gone in the city of Philadelphia. Like, a lot of times when sporting arenas and coliseums or whatever you want to call it, stadiums, when those teams move on or when the sport moves on, the stadium gets torn down. There's no crying to bring it back because you'd have to completely rebuild it from the ground up. Wilkesboro was just kind of abandoned, and they tried to bring it back in 2010, 2011 and host some late model races there. Those only lasted a couple of years, but this effort seems to be much more with the long-term future in mind. Bringing NASCAR back this quickly is just absolutely unbelievable how fast it's come together. And this is such a special weekend. I know everybody at the track is just absolutely thrilled to be there. Everybody within the sport is thrilled this is going on. People are saying that this is NASCAR's version of Field of Dreams, and I think that's an absolutely fair analogy. I don't know, maybe running Daytona on the beach again is the only thing that you could get closer to a Field of Dreams kind of thing for NASCAR. But this is just incredible. And I think, Joe, if you could bring up that graphic again, just, talking about where we were in 1996, it's been almost 10,000 days, and you see all the different things that have happened, how long it's been. I wasn't even born until 1999, so this is the first time I'm seeing NASCAR race here at this track. 15 new Cup champions, 8 new tracks on the schedule, 4 different U.S. presidents. The Red Sox and the Cubs broke their long World Series droughts in this time. We've had 2 popes selected in the Catholic Church. Tiger Woods had just gone pro. As you mentioned, Joe, only 7% of Americans had access to internet. Now I think it's the opposite. Only 7% don't have access to internet. And, of course, the CART IRL split was going on at that time as well. That just speaks to how long it's been. And like I said, this doesn't happen. What other sport are you going to see something that's been dead and gone for 27 years on this stage come back in this way? It's just absolutely incredible. And I hope that NASCAR puts on a good show tonight, and I hope the fans have a great time, and I hope they continue to come back. I hope this isn't just a one-time thing where people are hyped and excited for the return, but then it starts to wear off. I think if people are serious about saving the Speedway, if you're in the Wilkes County area, if you're in North Carolina, you got to continue to come out and support your local track. This is absolutely no exception. And this is going to be the test, I think, for a lot of people who are fighting to save their local short tracks. You have an opportunity now to prove that you're serious when you say, bring this track back and I will be there. I will support it. I will 100% make sure that what happened to it or what was about to happen to it doesn't happen again. This is that test now. So everybody in North Carolina, go out to the track, have a great time, and hopefully we'll keep this venue on the schedule for years to come.
Depending on what happens today, should North Wilkesboro be considered to host the All-Star race next year or even a points-paying race?
Well, when you put it in the context of the All-Star race, I think it complicates the question. If you're just talking about North Wilkesboro, if this weekend goes well, and if we realize that this track, is in a position where it can host a full Cup Series field and a full Cup Series points-paying weekend and run a full race distance and all that, then I think absolutely that shouldn't be off the table. And I think that would bring this racetrack revival full circle. It's not just a Cup exhibition race. It's the Cup Series having a points-paying race back on this track that was abandoned and left for dead. It would really bring it full circle and just make it even more unbelievable of a comeback than it's already been here. My only worry is that if you do that, what happens to the All-Star race? Does the All-Star race go back to being a sort of situation where, nobody really cares about it, or it's not nearly as special as it once was? Does it go back to being a race where, we rotate it from track to track every year and it kind of loses its luster and doesn't have much of an identity? Do we keep it at North Wilkesboro? Do we have a situation where, it's like it was at Charlotte back in the day where we have the All-Star race and then North Wilkesboro's points-paying race for next weekend? How does that fit into this time of year with the Coke 600 and everything, also being in North Carolina? I think there's a lot to consider there as it pertains to the All-Star race. But as for North Wilkesboro specifically, absolutely, I think a points-paying race shouldn't be off the table. Now, the question then is which track loses its date. I would like to see a track that has 2 dates on the schedule lose its dates so that we don't take a track off of the schedule entirely at North Wilkesboro's expense here. But I think, given how much hype has been surrounding this weekend and how much excitement has been surrounding this weekend, if they can find a way to bring a points-paying race to North Wilkesboro Speedway and do it right, I would be all for it.